Hello viewers and listeners, I'm Feroz Ansari, Market Wrap's Director of Marketing, and I'm excited to announce our new podcast, The Wisdom and Wealth Solution. Based on a book authored by Feroz Ansari, a senior principal at Compaq Asset Management and an adjunct professor of finance at the University of California, Irvine, this book seeks to unlock happiness, purpose, and financial stability by living 360. You can engage in free assessments on the book's website at wisdomandwealthsolution.com. You can also order the book on Amazon using a link in the description below. Now please sit back, relax, and enjoy the first episode of the series.
Welcome to the Wisdom and Wealth Solution YouTube channel. Hello, my name is Feroz Ansari. I'm the author of the book, The Wisdom and Wealth Solution. This book is written with the goal to enhance your life experience, to help you live a more joyful, purposeful life supported by financial security. I propose that wealth is two currencies, not one. Since we are born, we are taught a single formula. Money equals happiness. Money equals freedom. Money equals security. Through this book and this channel, I want to rewrite this equation. I want to turn wealth from a race into a relationship between your mind, your money, and your meaning. What I propose in the book is that total wealth is a broader concept than just money. I believe that total wealth is wisdom wealth plus your financial wealth. There are two elements to wealth, not just one. We need to have both wisdom wealth and financial wealth, and that gives us total wealth. The Wisdom and Wealth Solution has two parts. The first 50% of the book is focused on developing wisdom wealth. The other 50% is focused on developing financial wealth. So the book has an equal balance on both. And again, our goal is to be able to develop total wealth. A big question or an important question that I ask in the book is that what prevents us from developing total wealth? And here I propose that each one of us is born inside a concrete box and we spend our entire life inside a concrete box. We don't see it, we don't feel it, but we live inside that concrete box. What is this concrete box that I'm talking about? This box is built from the geography of your birth, your parents' status, your religion, the language, the culture, inherited politics, and the biology and genetics that is written in our DNA. That is what makes this concrete box. And again, as I said, we don't feel it, we don't see it. And this box does give us identity, this box does give us security, and on the inside, it's soft. It's laced with satin, right? It gives us comfort, but we don't realize that the walls are hard. They limit what we question. They limit who we can become. This box, it may feel like a home, but is it actually a cage? What feels like truth may actually be a tradition, right? So to live a meaningful life, we first must become aware of the concrete box that we are in, and then summon the courage to be able to step outside this box. Now, again, as I said, what are the walls of this box? It's the geography of our birth. It's the family that we are born into. It's the status. It is the religion that we inherit, the culture that we imbibe, and last but not least, our genetics and biology. These are all the walls. Some of the walls, right, we can carve a window or we can make a door. Some of the walls, genetics and biology, may be more difficult to deal with. But these walls are real. This box, this concrete box that we are born into and we spend most of our life in. So how do we step outside this concrete box? How do we achieve total wealth? The Wisdom and Wealth Solution I lay out a 4-step Living 360 method. And we will employ this method, and it is actually described in 4 parts of the book, right? This Living 360 method, to be able to achieve total wealth. And what are the 4 parts of the book, or what are the 4 elements of the Living 360 method? The first is know yourself. Second, know the world. Third is know your purpose. And fourth is build financial security. Let's start with the first one. Know yourself. Everything starts with you. Everything starts with how we think, what we want, why we want it, what motivates us, where do our fears come from, what our aspirations are. So your beliefs, your biases, your biology, that's really important. And having that awareness of how we have become who we are or what motivates us is really important. So knowing ourselves, knowing yourself is the first part of the 4-step Living 360 method. Then the second is know the world. Now that we know ourselves, we need to look outwards. We need to look at the world. We need to see what are certain mega trends. The world in the last 200 years, especially in the last 100 years, has been changing at a very rapid pace. And we need to keep up with these changes. So we need to understand where we are in history, right? How we got here, and what changes are coming, so that we can position ourselves and our family in the best possible way to be able to navigate this fast-changing world. So that's the second part of the book, and it will also be discussed during the next episodes of this channel. Then the third part is know your purpose. Why do we exist? Why are we here? These are profound questions to ask, but I think that's at the core of our being. These questions are really important. We may not find the answer, but asking the question is important, right? That is where the value is. So knowing your purpose, what we are trying to achieve, what gives a meaning to our life is critically important. And in part 3 of the book, we will dive into what gives life meaning and what is our purpose. Then the last part of the book is building financial security. Financial security is the foundation we need to be able to know ourselves, to know the world, to know our purpose. Because if we are hungry, we cannot be happy. If we are worried about rent, we cannot build deep relationships. If we have overdue credit card bills, it's really hard to explore these intellectual questions, or to know ourselves, or know the world, or know our purpose. So financial security is critically important. And in this book, I lay out a plan. I share ideas that are based on sound financial principles and financial research. And here I just don't give stories, but I do a deeper dive. In part 4 of the book, I lay out a plan, everything from how you build, how you calculate your cash flow, how do you make a budget, how do you calculate your net worth, how you should think about savings, how you should invest, what are the good ways of investing, what are some good tools. And then in the end of the book, I have a comprehensive investment guide. Here I look at all different options and tools and ideas that are available to you to build financial security. Because without financial security, it is really hard to build wisdom wealth. So financial wealth is really at the core that we need in order to build financial wealth. Moving forward, what process are we going to employ in order to implement our Living 360 method? I call it the 3 A's, or we need awareness, action, and acceptance. What do I mean by awareness? Awareness is where everything begins. It is having clear, comprehensive, and factual understanding of self and the world, right? Acting on illusions and misinformation, right, can be very counterproductive. There is a difference between illusion and reality. For us to be able to recognize that is important. So awareness is knowledge. Awareness is information. So the first step that we have to do is to create awareness. Then, based on our awareness and knowledge, we have to take action. We have to make a plan and then implement the plan. Here we are converting theory into practice. We are converting ideas into action. And now we will create in this part or through this process, we will have an action plan about how to know ourselves, how to know the world, how to know our purpose, and how to build financial security. So we will have an action plan for all these 4 areas of our Living 360 method. Now, we have created awareness, we have done all the right things, but sometimes the outcome is not what we expect. Acceptance is the third A, right? That whatever the outcome is, we should have the courage and the thoughtfulness to be able to accept the outcome. So acceptance is the third A. Because even, as I said earlier, even if we do everything right, the outcome is beyond our control. The world is random. So many things we do not control. We do not control the politicians. We do not control the economy. We do not control the markets. We do not control geopolitics, right? So we have to understand this randomness, that even after doing everything right, the outcome may not be what we expect it to be or what we hoped for. In that case, we need to have empathy for ourselves. We need to be gentle with ourselves. We should not judge us or even others. We should recognize the randomness and the fact that we don't control everything. So, when we are successful, accept that success or that good outcome with humility and humbleness. When things don't work out, have empathy, be thoughtful, be gentle, have grace, right, in accepting the outcome. So, the Living 360 process is awareness, action, and acceptance. These are the 3 A's. Now, before we go further, or before we sort of start working on awareness and creating our action plan, let's determine where we are today. And I will call that our 0 moment. Right? And how do we evaluate where we are and at this 0 moment? I've created 2 tools, and these tools are in the book and they're on the website. So you should engage with these tools because they will give you very valuable insight into where we are today and what you should focus on. The first tool is called the Living 360 Grid. And this grid basically is a self-reflection or your own evaluation of where you see yourself. Do you see yourself surviving but not thriving? You see yourself being prosperous but without peace, or having stifled enlightenment, or you're in a place of living 360 already. So when you'll complete the survey, it will place you on one of these 4 quadrants. It will give you a visual placement of where you are, where you think you are in your life in terms of living 360. The second tool is the compass. This is also a survey to see where you rank yourself on the 4 living 360 areas. How well you think you know yourself, how well you think you know the world, how comfortable you are with your meaning and purpose, and then how strong is your financial security. Do you feel comfortable with your financial status and your financial situation today. Do you have a plan? And are you comfortable with that plan? Are you confident about that plan? So that is the fourth area, which is financial security. So the compass will tell you what areas require your focus and where you can have the greatest benefit. So that's the compass. So the two tools that are available to you is the grid and the compass. They're in the book. You can complete them there, or you can go to the website and you can complete the survey and they will be emailed to you. So this is a quick introduction of the Wisdom and Wealth Solution, what is in the book, and what we are going to be discussing during the next 5 episodes of this channel, where we will walk through each part of the book and then the conclusion and the action plan. So what we have discussed so far is to live a joyful life and purposeful life, we need total wealth. What is total wealth? It is wisdom wealth and financial wealth. We will use the Living 360 method to create total wealth. We will follow the 3 A's, which is awareness, action, and acceptance. And then to see where you are today, to recognize your zero moment, you can complete the Living 360 grid and compass there, and then we will be ready for our next steps. So now, with this quick introduction to the book and our channel, you are ready for the next steps, to know yourself, to know the world, to know your purpose, and to build financial security. So thank you for your time, and I look forward to welcoming you in the next episode of the Wisdom and Wealth Solution. Thank you.